College Algebra 2.3 to 2.5 Test Review. This video is not going to work out all the problems for you, but it's just going to go through and kind of explain each section and jog your memory on how to do problems. For problems 1 and 2, we're just making sure that our x's don't repeat. If they repeat, it's not a function. Your domain, remember, is always your x values, and your range is your y values. Make sure that you review the vertical line test from your notes. For 3, 4, and 5, you need to start by figuring out which function I'm wanting you to use. So in problem 3, it says f of 1, so we're plugging 1 into function f. Problem 4 says g of a fourth, so we're plugging in 1/4 to function g. Problem 5 also uses g. We're plugging in 2x minus 1. Make sure that you do box method or FOIL here and distribute the -6 here. For 8 and 9, we're tracing our graph from left to right, and we're deciding which parts of it are increasing, decreasing, or constant, and writing those in interval notation. For problems 10 and 11, we're graphing each line. Remember to first put our equation in y equals mx plus b form, and then to graph, we start by putting our b on the y-axis, and then we do our slope, whatever that says. So rise over run. Identify any constant functions, that's going to be if you just have y equals a number. Giving domain and range. Domain and range of a linear function is always all real numbers because your arrows go forever left and right, forever up and down. Constant functions are horizontal lines, so your range, your y, will just be one value, while your domain will be -infinity to infinity, the entire x-axis. 12 through 15 want you to find slope. Here's your slope formula. Don't forget that horizontal lines have 0 slope and vertical lines have undefined slope. For problems 16 through 22, you're going to write an equation of the line that's described. You're going to give your answer in standard form and slope-intercept form. So I have standard form and slope-intercept form below. And all of the problems that we do this with, we start with point-slope form, which I also have written below. So anytime you're given a point and a slope, it's really easy. Just plug in your point and your slope into point-slope form, and then convert it to slope-intercept form. So solve for y, and then make it into standard form. On problems 19 and 20, you're going to have to start by finding your slope using the slope formula, and then picking your favorite point to put it into point-slope form. 21 and 18, those have undefined slope or 0 slope. So if you think about what those lines look like, it's really easy to write the equation of that because it's either going to be x equals a number or y equals a number. And for 22, let's write those as points. An x-intercept of 2 is the same thing as the point 2, 0. A y-intercept of -1 is the same thing as the point 0, -1. So now you've got 2 points to use, just like you did in 19 and 20. For 23 and 24, we're going to give the slope and the y-intercept. So put your equations in the form y equals mx plus b, and then you can identify the slope m and the y-intercept b. For 25 through 28, you need to remember that parallel lines have the same slope, and perpendicular lines have opposite reciprocal slopes. So an example would be like 1/3, the opposite would be negative, and the reciprocal would mean flip the fraction, so it's -3. For problem number 28, I suggest you graph that line. Think about what a line that's parallel to it would look like, and make sure that it goes through that point. If you've reviewed everything on the study guide and you don't have any questions, then you've got this. You are going to do awesome on the test. Good luck.